Hey guys, how are you? Haven't been working for 5 days, you are certainly tired, or maybe you have been tired all the time since your first day working, but it ever occurred to you that's why you are still tired just by sitting at your office desk. There is a terminology called emotion labor. It's a process of managing feeling, expression to fulfill the emotion requires of the job. By Grandi in 2000. For example, flight attendants are supposed to be a kind enthusiastic, nurses are supposed to be a considerate, and doctors are supposed to be calm. And there are even occupations based on the emotion labor. Emotion labor has been a hot topic in psychology, and the importance to pay attention it has been discussed. In this speech, I will clarify three main points here. I will tell you a fact that you have been ignoring. I will explain why you feel tired all the time at work. And I will give you some suggestions to avoid it from happening to you again. Well, some of you may say my job is not one of those kinds I don't have in face sling, and in fact there is a big difference in the payment between jobs with a lot of emotion labor and those without. But about the emotion labor engage in the impression in interaction between the college, if you have been working for a boss or doing some internship under the supervisor, you may sometimes feel gloomy and when you were treated bad out of no reason, and you wanted to keep your job, so you have to swallow those things even if you don't don't know your bosses are ridiculous, and Socialist global and two divides our emotions into two dimensions. One of it called the felt emotion is how you really feel, and the other called the displacement emotion is that you pretend to be. The bigger difference between your felt emotion and displayed emotion is the more emotion labor is required. Too much effort in in putting in the emotion labor exhaust you. That's why you are always feeling tired at work. When people feel awful, they are always trying to hide their emotions in front of others, and this effort always come with some expectation on some others feel feedbacks, and if others do not react as what they are want them to so they will feel more depressed. There was a research carried out the University of Berkeley. It it was found that the women on the graduation photos with a genius smile were more likely to have and maintain satisfied marriages compared to those who smiles out of the contest. With the latter is the emotion labor with much more input than the former. What you really need to do instead is to adjust your feeling. Try to think in another way, in a positive way. You need to realize that the negative emotion is not only the option, that you don't need to think the negative way, or assume that like your positive emotion so that you can so your displayed emotion is in the accordance with your felt emotion, and this is the best way for your health, maybe the best for your life outcomes too. Believe me, you will soon discover a surprising change in your life by doing those two things. First, be careful when you take a lost effort of the emotion labor, and second, always try to adjust your emotion before surprising it. So thank you for listening.